You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Friday the 7th of March 2025 and you are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And what have I done since I last spoke to you? Well, no writing, but then again I didn't expect to. Reality probably won't get any writing done until Monday, and it's only Friday now, so that's still a couple of days away. I've flown back from Houston to London Heathrow, working obviously, because that's what I do, and then I've basically normally would then drive home at that point, but today I have driven to Brighton instead because I'm attending an event with my friend Tani Campbell, T.G. Campbell, who writes the Bow Street Society series, and the event is called The Dark Side of Brighton. And let me just read the blurb from their website. So it says, The Dark Side of Brighton brings together the biggest and best crime writers from around the UK. They'll be chatting about their books, their path to publication, and giving advice and tips for any aspiring writers. Books will be available to buy on the day. A brilliant opportunity to meet your favourite crime writer or get much needed advice about getting your own book to market. There are several panels throughout the day tomorrow. It's just a one-day event, 10 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Basically the writers attend panels. So T.G. Campbell, Tani is on one of the panels. I can't remember who she's with. She's read the books by the other authors because that's something she thinks is the right thing. Well, it is the right thing to do. So when I say she thinks it's the right thing to do, I'm not disputing it is, but it absolutely is. So she's read the books by the other authors that will be on the same panel as her. And it's an opportunity for her to get herself out. And so I'm here basically to support her. She doesn't, she does plenty of these events. And I think this is the only one that I'm definitely going to come to this year. It all depends on when I'm working and stuff. It's so difficult to sort of plan ahead with my job because I don't work Monday to Friday. I work when I'm needed to when I'm needed. Christmas, bank holidays, what are those? But then I'm also not working now for a couple of weeks. It's quite nice. I'm ever so slightly part-time, so I'm on an 87.5% contract. And what that means basically is 1 week in 8, I don't work. And that was a decision I made last year. Well, I think I made the decision earlier than last year, but it was last year that it started. And it's great because it basically means I have a solid month where I'm working hard. And then the month where I get my part-time week, I always double up that part-time week with a week of annual leave because I still have enough annual leave to do that on all but one occasion. And then in the month where I've now got 2 weeks off, I still have to have 8 days off. So I end up not working very much that month. So effectively I do a solid month and then a not very much month. And so for me, February was the solid month. I worked the whole month. This month I'm only affected. So the only flights I'm actually doing I'm doing the Houston that I've just done. I'm doing... After my 2 weeks off, I'm doing Hyderabad in India, and then I've got, what have I got? I've got a there and back to somewhere, I can't remember where it is. We don't get off the aeroplane. And then I think my last day of the month is actually an airport standby. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 8 days I've worked this month. I think it might actually come out as total of 10 because I've also, I think I flew to New York on the last day of February and came home on the 2nd, but that's still only 10 days of this month that I'm working, and May will be similar. So I've got 2 weeks off and it's slap bang in the middle of the month again, so I won't be doing a huge amount of work because I still have to have the days off and everything within that too. So that's a little bit about how my work pattern is. I'm now not working until the 24th of March. So I'm here today basically because the event is tomorrow, and then The Dark Side of Brighton event is tomorrow. I'll tell you about that tomorrow, obviously, once I've actually been to it. And then I'm actually coming home on Sunday. I might get some writing done Sunday, actually, because I think we're leaving by the checkout time. The hotel is 11 o'clock. So I imagine we'll be back at home by mid-afternoon, something like that. So I could get some writing done. But the other thing, of course, is I'm here, but I'm a bit jet-lagged. So I will sleep well tonight, because I've sort of tried to doze since I've got here. I made my way down independently from TG Campbell, but I am taking her home because we live not that far from each other. I mean, it's about 40 minutes in the car, but it's in the general same direction away from Brighton as each other, so it made sense to me to run her home rather than having to navigate the train. So that's it really. I've still got loads of stuff rolling around my head about the final chapter of Empress of the Trees. There's sort of two relationships that sort of I don't know how to put it, come to a point within the story, and they're both genuinely affectionate relationships, but one is based on a meeting of minds. That's not really accurate, but they're based on people who genuinely get on as human beings, and then between the other two, it's actually quite a strong sexual attraction that makes them like each other. And that's not saying I think that relationship is doomed, but yeah, the reason they like each other is very, very different. So Ronnie and Adrian have just a closeness that belies their relative youth, actually. And I think it's a relationship that's going to be very, very strong. Whereas Marianne and Mackenzie it's very physical. And there's a moment in a much earlier chapter in the book where they spend a night in the same bed. Nothing happens or anything like that. But I'm now wondering if I might have to not make something happen in that earlier occasion, but maybe have the thought of what might happen running through one of their heads or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so they're two very, very different relationships that kind of reach a pinnacle in this last chapter. But there we go. Anyway, that's me for today. I'll report back on the Dark Side of Brighton tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to have some dinner and probably sleep quite a bit. Thank you for listening. Take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.